Hello everyone, I'm Catharsis. Welcome back for another 5-minute tutorial in Ark Survival Evolved. Today we're focusing on farming. Farming supplies you with a couple of different benefits. You can use it to grow crops that can ultimately be used for creating kibble, which makes taming animals easier. You can also use it to grow crops that you're going to eat directly yourself in order to help supplement your food supply. In order to grow a crop, you need a couple of simple things. So first, you need water, of course, because you need to be able to water your crops. Now, I already have some irrigation set up here. If you want to check out how to set up irrigation, check out the first video. There's a link to it here. You should see it in a card. And that'll show you how to quickly set up an irrigation system. Now, today we're going to focus just on the farming aspect. So, in addition to the water, you need some sort of a plot in order for the plant to grow in, or the soil. So, in Ark Survival Evolved, you have crop plots that serve that purpose. There are 3 different sizes of plots that you can work with. There are small, medium, and large. All 3 of the plots provide the same amount of yield for the plants that you plant in them. Really, the only differences between them is that they hold different quantities of water. And then you need the large crop plot to grow the plant species X. But most of the time, you're not really going to need to be worrying about that. I personally don't have any of plant species X, so today we're going to work just with the medium crop plots because they serve the need that I have fine. So I have them set up on my hotkey bar. So the first things first is you want to put down your plots. So in this case, I have a total of 8 of them ready to go. So I'm going to put 8 of them on this platform that I've set up to give me a level growing area to have my plot set up on. Okay, so we have our 8 plots in place. Now, in addition to the water, we're going to need fertilizer in order to feed the plants. So I'm going to go through and put fertilizer in each of them. But in order to make fertilizer, you have a couple of different choices. You can use feces directly, in which case human feces provide the lowest benefit. Small animal feces provide a little bit better, medium, large, and then lastly, you actually get fertilizer as an option, and that one provides the most benefit. Generally speaking, if you have the option, you want to try to use fertilizer. It just provides the largest supply of food for the plant as it's growing, and since it takes so long for the plants to grow in the plot, you want to make sure that they're well supplied at all times. That's where this comes in. Fill it with the feces from the animals, and then you add in some thatch. It looks like I'm actually out of thatch at the moment, but I'm going to add this in afterwards. So you put the thatch in along with the feces. Over time, it will turn into these little cones that are the fertilizer. So now that we have our fertilizer set up, I'm going to go through and add each of these. Each of the crop plots will get 1 fertilizer. Okay, so all 8 of our plots have been fertilized at this point. Now, as I was saying, that they do need water. As you can see, each one of these, when I put in the fertilizer cone, gives 54,000 fertilizer. That's good enough to last for about 9 hours while the plant is growing. Once the plant's fully grown, that cone of 54,000 fertilizer will last for about 6 days. So you do have to really kind of keep making sure that you stay on top of the fertilizer while the plants are initially growing into the fruitling. And once it's a full fruitling and you're getting fruit from it, that's when you can kind of your fertilizer will last a little bit longer, and it's not as much work to maintain it. So each of these you can see is showing that it has 400 water capacity. It's not currently irrigated. So what we're going to do is just finish off the piping here that will let us have the irrigation we need. So now, last thing, of course, we need to make sure that we have seeds planted. So in the case of this one, it's not getting irrigation. So I'm going to have to extend the pipe and before this will start growing. But we'll place the seed here anyway, just in preparation. Basically, you just want to go in and you place 1 seed in each one of these. You don't want to place more than 1. Placing more than 1 seed does not result in getting a higher yield or in growing more of the plant. So you just want to use 1 of each seed. And that's pretty much it. So now at this point, it's just a waiting game. It takes a couple of day and night cycles in order for the plants to grow. In terms of real time, it takes roughly a full 24-hour period for the plant to grow right up to a fruitling point. Once it's a fruitling, you can continue to collect fruit from it over time. You don't have to regrow the plant each time you pick it or you harvest from it. So it can be really handy. As another little side tip, if you do find that you're having trouble getting enough manure in order to keep the fertilizer going, a little trick you can have is certain dinosaurs actually have an adverse reaction to stem berries. So, for example, if you feed it the stem berries, it unfortunately poops, and then you can collect that, and then you feed it more stem berries, and it will just continue to poop as long as you keep shoving the stem berries into it. So, next thing you know, you have a quick supply of manure. Poor guy's pooping everywhere. It's like a regular poop fountain. So if you have one of these guys handy and you can feed them stim berries and get an ample supply of poop, you don't really have to worry about running short if you have one of these handy. There are a few other dinosaurs that poop as heavily as well, but this guy certainly does an exceptional job of it. So thanks everyone for checking out the video. If you do have any questions or anything else you'd like to see in a 5-minute tutorial, certainly drop a comment. Otherwise, I'm Catharsis, and have fun gaming.